Alright, I don't know how this is going to work. I have another one of these videos here on the crossbow workbench, which is cluttered and full of stuff because we're getting ready for the third ever Death by Bungie meet and greet. It's that time of year. Crossbow Appreciation Month. This has been my favorite crossbow appreciation month of all the ones that we have done. The videos that I put out have been better than the ones I've done in the past. I think, at least that's what I think. Put a lot more time and energy into this one. But also, just the sort of breakdown of it, the fact that we had Speed Week, a whole week about speed, faster crossbows, the new Scorpyd Deathstalker as part of the Death by Bungie crossbow story. That's pretty exciting. Right now, what I'm doing is I'm getting ready for the third ever Death by Bungie meet and greet because I am installing FIRENOCKS. Now, in the past, and I probably got one laying around here somewhere, and I got stuff all over. I have used the Lumenoks. Love them. I understand them, able to change the batteries out, switch them from one arrow to another. The flat knock is what I'm familiar with the Excaliburs, but this year we've got these capture nocks, which I've been taking out of these, and I'll try and get you some close-up shots of this, but basically these capture nocks, I really like that. It snaps onto the string, you can hear it, and you know that you've got a good string to arrow contact when you hear that snap in place. It's really cool. Under there. Snap it into place. Ooh, it snapped in nicely. First step, what I'm doing to install these, I'm going to pull out the capture knock. They're not glued in. They aren't glued in because you got to turn them because you have a cock vane, so the red vane's going to go down, and you have to turn that capture knock so that the string can go in and it'll capture and go in there. So that has to be done a certain way, so that's why it's still movable. But what we got to do is get a little Q-tip here. I have some acetone, the regular nail polish remover. Genevieve brought that down here and gave it to me. And I got a little cap full of it here that I've been using on these arrows. Dab it in there good, and on my 6th arrow here, the last one, I'm just giving it a good cleaning out like that to get a good fresh, if there's any debris in there, any dust from the building of the arrow, that sort of thing, we're removing that. Here is a little tool that comes with it. This little tool right here has threads on that end, and the purpose of that is to thread onto this, okay? Just like that. Don't need to screw it on very tight, just a little bit, just so it's got enough purchase on it. And then we're going to take one of these little rubber O-rings that comes with it, and we're going to put that on there like that, and we're going to pop it up over, and then we're going to lose it and won't be able to find it. How's that? Hopefully that's not what's going to happen, but we try and keep that, and they don't send you any extra, so basically you're out of luck if you lose these, right? And you need a separate one because these are single use. We're going to put these on these arrows, and you will not, if you don't have this, you can't do that arrow. Really what this turns into, though, okay, just to give you a heads up, that little cup, we're going to slide that down the shaft, glue it in place, just far enough. That tool is already measured so that it's the right length, right? You can kind of see there. It's already for this little contraption, and this is what our nocks look like and all that stuff. But this little tool, we'll slide it down the shaft, glue it in place, and then that little rubber O-ring is intended to scrape the glue and push it down so it stays in there good. But then this will seat in there when it's properly installed, right? And that way when you shoot it, it's going to compress it a little bit, and then the pressure against the knock compresses that a little bit and completes the circuit, turns on the light hopefully, and then after that you can turn it off by tapping it and it will release it, that kind of thing. That's how these are supposed to work. Just to show you the other thing too, this is the contraption. The circuit board, the battery, I should actually take this apart. I'm going to take this apart to show you what I'm doing here, okay? So we'll just pull that out, and I think I've got these things figured out. I feel comfortable doing this. But here's your circuit board, the light bulb, everything. That is the whole kit and caboodle. If I touch that, I can make this thing light up. See that? That's what it'll light up as, and so it'll look really nice going through the air. This battery has a little rubber ring on it. We don't want to lose that. Make sure that stays on here good. And we're just going to fit that through into the hole, and you put the, that goes in there, but that's going to go in there, and then it's going to snap in place. Ready? You can almost hear it. That's when you know that that's properly seated. Now that's installed. This has little tabbies on the motherboard here, on the circuit board, and there are little slots in the knock, right? So and this is a capture knock, what I was telling you about. That's the capture knock. Snaps right on the string. Pretty sweet. But what you got to do is pinch this So the holes are here and here, right? I'm pinching it to make it more oblong, and that way it'll fit this in there. And then if I pinch it, I can insert that, right? Like that, hopefully. Did it before, should be able to do it again. And ready? Ho-ho, that's perfectly installed. So these are ready to go. Basically, I dressed all those up already. The key to what we're doing right now is we're putting some of this glue right here, got the cap off it, but we're going to squirt a little glue in here, and then we are going to push this down, right? So we're going to screw that guy together, or get our little tool out here, our little wrench that they provided us with, and which will never have another purpose for that. Don't screw it on too tight, just enough so it doesn't come out of there, so you can force it down in there. And then we're going to, once we put the glue on it, we're going to push it down in there. And again, that rubber ring will push that glue down the shaft, and we'll push it all the way down so that this butts up against the end of the arrow. And when it does, this will be installed at the proper length. That's all there is to it. That's all there is to it. That's pretty straightforward. One little tip about this too, you got to take the field points out. You got to make sure that there's nothing in the end of it, because it's got to let the air through. So when we take the cap off or glue, taking your life in your hands with glue like this. This stuff dries quick. It has measurements on here. Now we don't have much time. Got to hurry up on this bad boy, right? So we're just going to tuck that in there. If I can get it in there, and we're going to push it all the way down like that. See, that's it. So now that's pushed down in. The little cap piece is down in here. The little plug is down in here. It has pushed and scraped all that glue down. But now we have to immediately turn this upside down. So we're going to do this. And we're going to tip the arrow up like that. What that does is the glue that I pushed down is now settling around that little metal plug. Okay? Not this. It's not gluing that wrench in. It's not going to glue that in here. But it is settling around that little plug in here somewhere, okay, about that level, and it is gluing that in place. That all sets, we'll unscrew it and make sure that we can unscrew that little cap. This guy appears to be done. Let's look and see if it worked. If I can get this little tool gizmo unscrewed. I probably glued it in there, but nope, it's coming. So we just got to unscrew it is all, and then pull it out. Ooh, look at that. Oop, there's that. There's that guy. Came right out of there. So the tool, the little end piece should be in there, no problem. So we'll just leave that handy, right? We're just going to leave this handy and let that dry. I'll just set it over here like that. I'll let that sit for a while, let all that glue dry, everybody sit tight, and then I can install a lighted knock in that one. I'll have a fire knock set up in each one of them. I'm just going to see if I can maybe kind of get that to go in there and play nice. I don't know. But this is where it's headed. Okay, I think it's in all the way. I'm pretty sure that battery has found its way into that seat properly and it was lined up properly, because I don't think I could have gotten it in there this far with that not being a problem if that were the case. We'll line it up, the cock feather down. This will want to be turned. All right, we got that lined up nicely. If you look at this knock right here, I don't know if it's gonna focus on that or not, but I've got glue all over my hands. I'm a slob when it comes to this stuff. I'm really not all that handy when it comes to this stuff. So if I can do this stuff, you guys should be able to do this kind of thing, right? Because I'm certainly no expert at it. But anyway, I think we've got that on there. It seemed to rotate nicely. It's installed and it's lined up with the cock feather down. We've got it nice lined up there, ready to go on the string. The string will go in this way, push that arrow down the rail, and kaboom, we are off to the races. All right, moment of truth in the basement. It's raining outside. We're getting a whole bunch of rain, so moment of truth. I've got the knock on here. We're going to try it out. Slide it in here. See if I can load it good. Ready? Ooh, it snaps in place like it's supposed to. We'll see if it lights up. Are we ready? Let me just double check, make sure you're recording. And you are recording. So it's all loaded up. Let's see what we can do. Ready? I'm just going to take a poke at that target right there. It lit up. Look at that. You can see it over there. All right. I'm getting pretty good at this stuff. And from what I'm told, look at that thing lit up. That is a beautiful sight. I'm quite proud of this little accomplishment. To shut it off, supposedly we just give it a 6-inch drop. That did not do it. Ooh. Turned off. Drop it that way, I guess, not this way. For what that's worth. But that turned off real easy. So next time I shoot it, it should load right up and light up, and hopefully that does the trick. Meet and greet, here we come.